Hi everyone. I just wanted to take a second to talk a little bit about course and some of the upcoming assignments. So the first thing I wanted to again point out is the schedule link here where we can start to see some of the upcoming assignments. So we see that discussion form 1 has been completed January 19th. It was due. So again, a reminder that you can always find the due dates. They're always on the Sunday. So essentially each week will start, or module will start on the Monday and go right through to the Sunday, finishing at 11:59. So right now we're currently here on week 3 looking at motivational interviewing, and that's the module starting discussion forum number 2. And you can see that by the end of next week, discussion forum 2 will be due, and we will begin the drug classification assignment. Now, I have actually opened the drug classification assignment up this week so that people can begin to get situated with their groups, and I'm going to take a second to walk you through that as well. But what I did want to show you was the due dates. So as you go through, we're here now at January 21st, and we're going through. So the next assignment I'm going to be talking about here is the drug classification, which is actually due week 8, which is the week after, sorry, it says fall there. I guess I should say winter break. I apologize for that. I will change that. And we will be looking at the due date, which will be Sunday, March 8th. So we do have, five-ish weeks to be working on this. So that is lots of time. But I'm going to go in and talk a little bit about the assignment. So the first thing to do is where you find assignments is in our assessments link. And as we click this, you're going to see a few things. One, you'll see quiz number 1. So that's up and running now. You can take the quiz. I believe it's due February 2nd, which is also happens to be, I believe, the Super Bowl. So if you are a fan of football and are watching the Super Bowl, you may want to take the quiz before February 2nd. But the other thing too is I'll give you a little brief rundown. Quiz, here's the thing. A couple things. You have 30 minutes to take the quiz. It is open book. You can use any of your notes or your computer as you go through. People often ask me, what's it about? Well, it's about the weeks prior to that information, the text. The other thing too is I don't like to give a whole lot of information because you can use your text while you're doing it. Quizzes are generally between 10 and 20 questions. One thing it says here, tests can be saved and resumed at any point until the time has expired. The timer will continue to run if you leave the test. So here's the thing, you only have 30 minutes to take the test. So when you start the test, even if you leave, yes, your progress will be saved, but if you leave it at any point and you don't come back, their timer continues to run. So really, you should only take the test when you have that time set aside. You can't start the test and then come back to it later. It says here you can do that, but you only have the 30 minutes, so it doesn't really work. So set aside 30 minutes when you sit down to take the test. It may not take you all of the 30 minutes. So I do apologize. This test is actually due February 16th. I think I said February 2nd, but and then I'll be posting other quizzes as we go, and those will be in the schedule. You can see that. But anyways, coming back to the assessment link, there is this one here, the clinical assessment. I'm going to talk about that at a much later date. You don't need to begin that. You can take a look if you'd like, but you don't need to begin that, and it is an individual assignment. It's not a group assignment. This is the only group assignment, and it is a group one. So this is what we're going to be talking about because this is what we're starting, the drug classification assignment. So what you'll notice here when you open this link is there's 3 kind of links or sections. So this is the instructions for the assignment itself, and I will be talking about that briefly in a bit. This is the rubric where you'll be able to find out how I'm marking and how to get the most amount of marks. But the most, or at least the early most important link is this one right here, the drug classification small group wiki. So a wiki is Wikipedia page. Wikipedia is a bunch of wikis. That's a group page where people are actually able to work together and put information in and add and edit and co-work on a page. So obviously, if anybody's used Wikipedia, what's actually happened is it's a bunch of co-authors have combined to put that information. You can sign up and be an author for Wikipedia, and it's kind of like an open source way of adding information. So what it says here is click above link to sign up. When you click this link, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. You're going to have all kinds of different options. So here's the thing. This is new for this semester. Prior to this semester, I used to just auto-assign every student to a group. And so this semester, I've looked at ways to sign up. So if you have a friend, whether they're on the same campus as you or not, you guys can sign up and be in a group together with other people. Please don't send me an email and say, hey, there's just these 3 people, we want to do our own group. That's not going to happen. And partly because we have about 150 people together in this online course. And so what you're going to see is each group has 8 spots. And what will happen is you can go through. So if I'm going to sign up with my friend, I'm going to say, hey, Joe, you and I are going to sign up together. Just so you know, I'm doing alcohol number 3, right? Or you see alcohol here, no number. So just important to know which one you're doing, because if you just say, hey, I'm signing up for alcohol, we might sign up for different ones. So the idea is know which one you're signing up for. And what you can see is we have alcohol, cocaine, impact on the family, marijuana, MDMA, methamphetamine, nicotine, opioids. Those are our categories. And so what you would do is you would click this link here, view sign-up sheets to join. Takes you to the same page, but here now I can actually sign up. And so let's say I'm going to sign up for small group alcohol number 3. So I would click the sign up, and now I'm a member there. And as more people sign up, you'll see all the group members. Here are the tools that will be available to you. So this one here, Group Wiki, that's the actual one I would click if I want to be taken to, when I click that, I'll be taken to this kind of a page here where actually is a blank. And I'm going to show you how we take this and actually make it into a wiki page a little bit later on in this video. And so what the other options I have here is I can start a group discussion board, which is very helpful. So I just click on the thread that's already here, and I would click create thread, and I might do something like how to split up questions. And so what we might do is I would then post that and put in here a little bit like, hey, how do you guys want to split up the questions? And then we can all respond. We can do that. Hey, I'm going to select this one. So I've got that as an option. The other form of communication I can use is if we go back out to this the main page here, I can also send an email. And so what will happen is normally there'll be a whole bunch of names in here with all of the people in my group. I would just select all, move them over into this, a subject like any email, create an email, send that out. Hey guys, just emailing everybody. The other thing, you can get creative. You can create a Facebook group, a Snapchat group, a text chain, whatever you want. If people are open to that, some people would say, no, you know what, I just want to do it on here. That's fine too. So whatever the group decides, there's lots of different ways to do that. The other thing that I'll show you, so after you get a group and you get all together, a group wiki will look something like, this is just a past semesters, about a year ago, some of the groups that came up. So this group here was alcohol. And what you can see is they've just created a whole bunch of information. And so you can add in all kinds of information. You can add in pictures. I'll give you a few examples of a few different ones. This one here, so they've got a few more, pictures, things like that, graphs. You can do links, you can do videos. Obviously, the more creative you are, there are points for creativity. And so what you can see is there's all kinds of different ways in which you can achieve that. So these groups have done it. There's multiple ways to do it too. They've done it all on one page. I know that there are groups, and I think if we look at this one here, for instance, cocaine. So they did theirs by doing a table of contents. Again, there's not a right or wrong way to do it. You can see each link has its own information. One thing I will say is making sure that you cover the information that's being asked. And so that's where I'm going to take you guys to next. So again, if we want to go back, we click the assessment link. Right now, the only way for you to get to your wiki that we've been able to come up with is by going through the assessment link and then clicking. Once you've signed up and you click this link, it'll actually only take you to yours. I have because I have the ability to see everything. It's showing me all. But once I sign up, I believe it just takes you to yours, or at the very least, it shows you that yours is the only one that you can click on. So click this drug classification link, and that's going to be your link right there to your wiki page. So this one here, this is the instructions. This one here is only for the group that selects family impact, or how addiction impacts the family. There's specific instructions there, and I will, if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me. But the major assignment, I'll show you what this looks like. So this is the idea. I'm not going to go through every little thing. I'm going to leave this here. A couple things. I'm going to show you this link in a second as well, if you need any help. But essentially, you're going to take a drug. You're going to look at giving me all kinds of information about it. What kind of classification? I'm wondering what the schedule is. So sometimes people look at the illegal, like it's a Schedule 2, classified as a Schedule 2. Classification is in, is it a hallucinogen, a stimulant, or a depressant? What are the street names or slangs? What does your drug do to the central nervous system? Again, stimulate, depress. How does that impact the central nervous system? What does the drug in each classification, what does the drug in each classification look like? With this one, actually, it should actually just be asking what does the drug you're looking at look like, and so not does like do what are all of the stimulants or depressants, but really just what does the drug in your specific area. So if I'm doing cocaine, what does cocaine look like? What does alcohol look like? How does it smell? Those kinds of things. What are the major effects of the drugs? What's the withdrawal process like? Treatment options. And this one here, what are the major effects? It's broken down. It's a complex question. You can take a look and read that there. I just wanted to give you a sense of what that is. Again, if you have any issues with how to do the wikis, you can click this link here. It's going to take you to all kinds of information. There's videos on how to create and how to add things. This is going to be one of your best friends in terms of knowing how to use it if it's not something you already do. So all those ones I showed you the finished product, this is how it starts. Just like a discussion post, you can add text, whatever you'd like, headings. You can add in videos, YouTube videos. You just click this, you put your link in. It'll actually embed the video right in it. Play around with it, edit it. The other thing too, this is a group document. One of the things as we go forward is that we find that there's a lot of group sharing and group working that takes place in co-working. And we don't always do that from the same place. So I do understand that this is not always ideal to have a group project, especially if we're not in the same space. But this is actually going to be really helpful for a lot of people because as we go through different jobs and careers, we're going to find we're going to probably do this a little more often. One thing I will say is that I have my own private practice as an addiction and mental health therapist. And one of the things I find is that I co-work with a lot of other therapists, and rarely is it ever in the actual space that I, in face-to-face contact. We do a lot over email and sending documents back and forth, or using Google Drive or things like that. And so essentially that's what you're going to do. Just a bunch of people creating a document together. One thing I will say is I do get to see like who adds what. I can see each participant and how much they add, how much they correct as we go along the way. So some people get worried, oh, what if you can't see how much I've done or not? I can see that. So that's, you don't need to worry about that. I'm able to kind of award people as we go along. And the other hope I have is that as people are picking their own groups, there's going to be a significant shift in change in people doing this. I see this video is getting on about, a little long in time. So I just wanted to give you that. Again, you can click the rubric to see what you need. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. But the first thing, and what I'd love for you to be able to do by the end of this week, is to click your, select your group. And so I'm going to ask is most groups, just start figuring things out. Try not to get too carried away with it this week while we're allowing people to sign up and participate in the groups. And you may have people sign up over the next week or two. So good luck and take care, everybody.